Namaste, beautiful yogis, and today I'll be talking about a new skincare device. If you know me, you know I'm very interested in um, reading about studies and just alternative treatments and methods for improving health and beauty devices as well, which are not as interesting as the health devices, but nonetheless, they actually kind of cover a similar ground, so they are about very similar. So I've been meaning for it's probably 2 years. I've been meaning to buy a device, but I kept finding reasons why not to, or why I should wait. And I did a lot of research about investing in a device a few years ago, probably 2 years ago, and I decided the first thing I want to get, because there's so many devices. There's, microdermabrasion and lasers and radio frequency machines and high frequency and microcurrents. There is a lot, and I wanted to do a lot of research and get the one that I feel would be the most effective, of course. So I did a lot of research and I got this one. I did spend quite a bit of money on it because I got the highest grade. I think you can get the mini, which is similar. It's not a removable head, and this can be replaced with two rods, which I pretty much never use. So the mini is fine, and I think the mini is just a little less strength watts, but it's about the same. This one works really well, especially over long term. If you use it every day, you'll notice that your skin is tighter and more youthful, because it increases collagen production. But this is not why I'm here. So I bought this, and it's absolutely amazing. Not blow your mind amazing, I guess, but it makes a big difference within the natural stuff, the natural results that I expected. So the other device that I wanted to buy back then, but I decided against it and bought this one, is another one that's way cheaper. It's for the highest grade one of that, in that vein of devices. It's about $60, but they do start at even under 30, but I do not recommend the $30 ones. Anyways, so recently I was able to win an auction for that other device that I'm gonna tell you. I'm so mysterious, but it's probably in the title of the video anyways. About for the other device, but for the professional grade, because I love professional grade. Actually, this one is professional grade, so that's why it was a little more expensive. But I'm the type of person that does a lot of research before I buy something, and then I'm the type of person that uses the hell out of everything I buy. So if I buy Deep Station for working out, or a Bosso Ball or something, you better believe that I'm gonna use it until it's breaking, fallen apart. Some people have these big goals. I'm gonna buy this and it sits in the closet. I'm not that type of person. I try to be minimal, and I try to be research, and if I buy something, I use it. I use this a lot, and I really love the results. My face looks way better than it was before I started using it. I'm 40, in case you are new to to my channel, and because I constantly mention it, I'm not gonna hide the age or anything. So this is the device. Woo! It's this is the most amazing thing on earth, honestly. This is high frequency electricity facial device. But listen, so freaking cool. When I was like probably 18, I don't know, my memory is not very connected to timelines, but I was young. I was obsessed with Edgar Casey books. You can still find them. They're in English, so I do highly recommend them. He was the sleeping prophet of America. What happened is he lost his speech. He became mute at an early age, or maybe mid-age, and he discovered that if he goes into a deep trance state of hypnosis. He can he can do people's readings and administer healing modalities to them and see their past lives, past, future. He has access to the Akashic records, and he could do it from distance over the phone, or if you just told them where the person is, he could go in that state and actually would fill the room. He would say, oh, there is a breeze coming from the right, and the person would be sitting next to a window, or he would say there is a breeze coming from the right, but that is a previous life that he's tuning into. Anyways, he did 14,000 readings, and some were in languages he didn't speak, so they would run outside on the street and bring someone that speaks. If he starts speaking Spanish, they would run outside and bring the flower woman or someone that spoke the language, so she can translate it. And his wife transcribed things that she didn't understand. But there is a library of collected 14,000 studies, and he mentioned something which I remember now after I discovered this machine in the beauty departments of spas. Everybody is barking outside. I see Sophie and Skippy, and who knows what they're barking at. Anyways, he had mentioned about 900 times the violet ray. The violet ray is a device developed by Tesla. So this is actually a Tesla invented device. He gave it to a scientist in Paris who created it in the late 1800s or 1890 or so. And it actually gained massive popularity at first as a healing device. People used it for any type of skin conditions, rosacea, acne, also sepsis and things that were bacterial, because what it does, it uses a high electricity voltage, and it also creates creates ozone. So it smells a little bit like ozone. And before I continue, let me show you. So I will tell you that from all my research, there is only one that I would purchase. That's the one I bought, and I happened to find for the same price. It's $60, but this is 150. But I found it for 60, so I bought it. Otherwise, I was just about to buy the other one, and then I saw an option for this one, so I actually bought this one because it's the same price, but just with a few more rods. Otherwise, it is the same design, the same device. So that's the only one I would buy currently. There might be one more. I'll double check and list it below. But the one that I would only buy is the Lift 1 and Lift 1 2.0 because it's the strongest. It is. It has good reviews. It lasts. The very cheap one, $30 one, they can break, not last. I don't know how they're made. So I wouldn't even go there. I would just go with the Lift wand. So this is the Lift wand, except for it is the professional, and I think the only reason why it's professional, it comes in a carrying case so people can take it to salons and spas. It has a few extra rods, but those rods are not very expensive, and you can you pretty much need just a few rods, but if you decide that you need an extra rod, you can purchase them. They're not expensive at all to purchase separately. These are glass rods, and electric current runs inside of them, and you put it on your face. There is argon gas inside, and it creates a purple or red glow, and it was used originally for healing purposes. People treat any type of pain, shoulder pain, carpal tunnel, things like this. And because it stimulates the healing mechanisms in the body, since we are an electric and magnetic beings. So in the spas, they're using electric devices. I personally use a magnetic pulsar, which I think everybody should have. It is a more expensive device. I bought it many years ago. Only the SOTA one is what I would recommend. Magnetic is, it sends a magnetic pulse into your body, but deep. It can go up to 9 and more inches deep, and it can heal organs, it can pump the lymphatic fluid. It can prevent you from getting an infection, either teeth infections. It can remove allergic symptoms from sinusitis and stuff like this. It's just a magical device. Anyways, back to Tesla. So back then in the day, I was reading this book and I was reading about this amazing violet ray and how he recommended it for everybody, and it has such a pretty name. And after that, I've forgotten about it. So once I started researching this device, it's not called violet right nowadays. It is called electric current, high frequency, sorry. This is microcurrent. This is high frequency. There's also radio frequency to make things even more confusing. And so I was reading about it and I started digging. It's just a device that is used in spas nowadays for acne and for anti-aging, wrinkles. And what it does, I'm all over the place, but because I have too many things to say and I'm wondering if baby will wake up. But what it does is, I'll just read a short passage here. During the high frequency treatment, enriched oxygen molecules are produced that create an antibacterial action and a natural thermal tissue warming. It makes you a little red during the session. This reaction helps your blood vessels to push away toxins, while the cells in your skin are enriched and with nutrients and hydrating volume. It does give volume. And when I did it the first time, Johnny was like, he knew I'm gonna do it, but then he's like, what's with your face? It's all like tight and stuff. And I'm like, it's my Tesla device. Even though the world is going who knows where, like, it's important, like when the apocalypse comes, you know, to keep healing and treating the skin well. Anyways, it increases this in turn creates an increase in blood circulation and cell renewal that supports increased levels of collagen and elastin. The skin is left feeling instantly energized and noticeably softer in just one treatment. I just finished my treatment. I did it for 20 minutes because I was reading a big PDF file by someone that did a lot of research on the violet ray. So you're just basically, it's good to do your reading or the important stuff you need to do. And all you do is, let me show you, you just put this is the most important road because you're going to use it the most, but there is other ones. And you place it on your skin, let's do it here, and you turn it on because it will zap you a little bit with static electricity. And it creates, it's a little light today, but it creates a sound. Let's see if I can darken the room. No. It's during the day and it zaps you a little bit. It creates a violet ray. If it's dark, this thing is violet. I'm not sure if I can darken the room. I have my everything is open, my windows. But anyways, maybe at the end I'll try. We'll see. I don't know if I can darken like this. We hide here. And let's see, no, it's very bright today. And you see that it's producing a little bit of oh, there it is. I think you can see it. It doesn't hurt, obviously, but the way you're supposed to use it is you're supposed to place it on your skin and then turn it on, so you don't get that charge of electricity. Anyways, so the devices were produced up until 1910. That's a roller for bigger body parts. This was used originally for thyroid in the neck, the beauty of the neck, and thyroid and other conditions. But get this, after the war, the FDA became aware of it because it became so popular, and it sued all the companies that produced it. The companies did go out of business because of the World War One, and after World War One, they sued them and they shut down the whole business because it became illegal. The FDA banned it. And that was the end of the device, and was forever going to be forgotten up until Edgar Cayce actually brought it back in his readings. Up until that point, it was completely forgotten. You could find it in some, right now you can find some antique devices in museums. Some German and Swiss companies produced them, and they kind of came like this in a box. They're pretty awesome, the antique devices. They look about the same, which is so funny, and they were used for many therapeutic purposes. Nowadays, it's really hard to dig up how it was used originally. So that is interesting because they really went after them, the FDA, and even though it was an effective device at the time, not much is left of how it was used, what it was used for. The Edgar Cayce's reading, I unfortunately have forgotten them. They're the compilations on health, go over a lot of how he administered it, and he had one of those violet rays in his clinics and administered it to people. Anyways, right now it's just a beauty device. And it's only allowed to be used as a beauty device, which is a massive blessing because we are able to buy it again. It's not banned, it's not illegal, it hasn't disappeared. It's quite of a cheap device, and it does, I personally think, more than this. This one actually works on a muscular level. It tightens your muscles and it helps you produce elastin and collagen again. So it has a different function. This one works on the skin level, and because it sends an electric current, we're electric beings, it helps to spark the healing process and the rejuvenative processes in the skin. It's very, very challenging to find enough books on it. I see there's books on Amazon on the violet ray and a few PDFs online. And I was reading one that was 100 and something pages long, discussing all the old science behind how thunderstorms used to kill or heal people, and how we're electric beings and how we're magnetic, and then alternate electricity, direct electric current, static electricity, galvanic, and how plants are electric, animals are electric. The electric wheel is used for healing from olden times, as you know. So there's something about electricity, and even this works on the same principle. All our cells produce a very low electric current, and as we age it becomes less and less. It's so low that we don't necessarily see it, but this stimulates and replicates that electric current that used to be in the cells. And an interesting thing is that the PDF I was reading was discussing people that actually had a strong electric current, that it was visible to the naked eye to other people, like their hair would be electric in the dark, or their eyebrows. Some famous people had electric eyebrows, or some baby was born with a static charge, so it would give you a static charge if you touch it. We're talking like in the 1800s, 1900s, etc. Just the PDF I'm reading, the guy really went deep into digging about all the little details that he could find around it, and it was hard to find a lot. But anyway, so when I use it, it's like the most amazing spa treatment I've ever had in my life. It's just amazing. It's as if I'm walking from the most posh skin salon. Everything is improved about my skin. This one is used for reducing pore size and blackheads because it removes the bacteria that causes them. I haven't used it long enough. This has been 3-4 days only, and I don't know if you can see the effects, but I can see them. It's crazy. It tightens the skin, lifts everything, and it seems to give a lot of volume too, and that's what it says in the how it works. It gives you volume, and you can get the treatments in salons too. They're legal now, thank goodness. You can get treatments in salons, beauty salons, but it's so cheap. I am so excited to use it. It seems to work on pain too, and on for healing the spine, nerves, and different sources of pain and injury. That is not a proof for it, so this is just in the not ancient, but the old literature. So I will dig more. This is my beginning of digging. I would like to dig up a lot of information about it. Tesla was a genius and a blessing to our earth, and he discovered it, and I can't believe that it took me this long to put two and two together. I remember the violet ray. I didn't know this is the violet ray. So somehow through reading, I was like, a violet ray sounds familiar, but I had forgotten. And then when I read, Edgar Cayce introduction, I was like, what? That's the violet ray I was reading about? Man, I'm buying it. So I'm glad I bought it because the effects are crazy. I think everybody should have it. There's some things I think everybody should have. That is not one of them. It just does magic to your skin. Magic. It removes, my wrinkles are quite reduced. I do have expression wrinkles, but you see that I don't see anything right now from just standing expressionless poker face. And I like to use the Edgar Cayce rose water with this. I like to use, I didn't bring it, it's there. With this, I like to use my Radha rose hip oil. It's absolutely amazing. It's a very bright orange oil, very healing for the skin, rejuvenating, removes some sun damage. This also removes sun damage. I'm thinking to try it on certain moles. This was used a lot for removing warts that would fall off, and for it was used before the discovery of antibiotics for infections on the skin. With this I use it. I use a magnesium gel, and then I constantly spritz rose water while I use it, so it's double effect. Rose water while using the device. And this is again from Edgar Cayce readings. It's glycerin and Rosa damascena rose water, but it's a Vormac. Vormac is a trademark, so it's a vortex with magnets. And according to Edgar Cayce's readings, he was advising people to vortex magnetize water, because it brings structure to it and it's alive. So anyways, that is it. The effects are amazing. I'll update you in a few months. But so what I've learned from reading reviews by people is to use it for at least 15 minutes a day, otherwise it won't work. So the woman that was seeing you see it on Amazon, it's one of the main reviews, the first reviews. It has really good reviews, many, hundreds and hundreds of reviews. And keep in mind, there is like 100 devices by different brands that are in that particular technology. So the reviews are countless, but this woman was saying that she's used it for, I think, 20 years. Don't quote me on that, but a long time. She started with some infomercial device, and then this is her fourth. Down the line, she went through different brands, but this is the best because it's the strongest. It has the most watts, 20 watts, and the other ones are 10 watts. So it's really strong. It has enough charge. She was saying that she looks half her age, and she's been using it for all these years, but it has to be 15 minutes a day. The people that say it doesn't work is they're not using it often enough or long enough. And it's a very pleasant spa-like experience. I mean, pleasant because you're just kind of gliding a glass disc over your face, and the zap is not, you can adjust the zap so you don't feel it much. And with the oil and stuff, you really don't feel it. It produces that electric sound. But what I do is I have so much reading to do, and I have a million videos to watch. Right now, since this whole what should I call it, crisis started with our global economy and society and fear, panic. My mind, I have Mars in Aries and Mercury in Aries, so it's on fire. Like, I haven't had this much clarity since I was 18, and I was just first discovering spirituality and going crazy with the books and insane in-depth reading and digging deeper and deeper and deeper. And I gotta tell you that it's not a rabbit hole. There is certain truths that come and ring through, and really establish themselves, especially when you have pure intent to learn and to be guided. What is not known is how this is going to work out. We should not predict. We should all foresee a beautiful future, because we are creating the future now with our thoughts and with our actions. Actions are very important. I don't believe that we're gonna overcome anything just by meditating. There's gonna be a combination of keeping the mind straight, connecting to the light, collecting to the highest truth, to creating virtues, being virtuous and acting from a place of truth and wisdom and strength of spirit, and clarity. But at the same time, certain actions probably have to be taken from all of us. I don't know, we all have to sit, that's a different talk, but we all have to sit and ask ourselves, how can I help? Maybe different platforms will merge with more truth to them, less censorship. That's one action. Maybe spreading truth and sharing is another action. Anyways, that's a different video. But we all have to stay really clear, positive in the sense that everything will work out in the long run, but we also do want it to work in the short run while we are here on earth. We don't want to like wait and know that, at the end everything will be all right. We want also, as it's happening, for things to keep healing themselves. You might be someone that is doing healing sessions for humanity or the earth. You might be someone that has your dreams, or we all will have to work through our talents or whatever we are intuitively understanding that we can contribute through. I personally am trying to pray, stay clear, learn. I'm sharing only with close friends, but we all have to step out of the small mind. I think right now I don't think it's obvious. Humanity is in a place of pitiful mindedness. When this started, the thing that came around is immunity. Your immunity is under threat, and people run for alcohol wipes, toilet paper, and now they're doing feminine products on their face to breathe through. That's not how immunity works. This is not going to help. Even the fear-driven action of that is actually undermining our immunity, and our immunity really suffers from fear. That's one of the main things that makes us create viruses or get viruses, whatever the future. I don't believe the current science is up to date with how the immunity of humans works. Do a search for Andy Kaufman. He has really interesting videos. I think he's starting the beginning. This is just the beginning of the evolution of how we'll understand viruses in the future. David Icke on London Real, his new uncensored video was pretty good. He pretty much summarized most of all my digging that I've done. My mind is on fire. Anyways, this video was kind of a little to take us off of the subject, which I'm not taking my mind off of it. I'm staying very awake, but it's nonetheless amazing. I cannot resist excitement about Violet Thre, that Tesla, and Edgar Casey, my two favorite people, were all about. Anyways, totally get it, especially now you have time, and we always have time because we're reading and we can do it, listening to music, doing other things, watching TV, etc., watching a very important documentary, etc. So I hope I talked about everything, covered the subject well. Ask me if you have any questions. I'll do an update maybe in a few months, but it removes blackheads, stops them from producing more, from creating more blackheads. It reduces pores because probably the same function, and then tightens the skin, gives volume, removes wrinkles, improves elastin, collagen production. It's absolutely phenomenal. But the thing is, the results are from the first session. As soon as you use it, you're like, what? So anyways, I'll talk to you soon. Namaste.